Well, there, my literary devils, my page-hunting pals, my addicts of the Asteri, and the Abbot soul. It is your boy Mike, crawling out from the velvet-draped, opium-scented, morally ambiguous shadows of a book that has just seized my soul and given it a good hard shake. I've just emerged, dazed and disturbed in the most exhilarating way, from the one, the only, the utterly scandalous and terrifyingly brilliant, the picture of Dorian Gray by the incomparable, the inimitable, the legendary Oscar Wilde. Seriously, people, if you think you're ready for a polite Victorian novel, think again. This ain't your grandma's tea party. Unless your grandma's tea party involves deals with unseen forces, a portrait that ages while you stay young, and a descent into hedonism that would make a rock star blush. Oscar Wilde didn't just write a novel, he crafted a poison bonbon, a beautiful, glittering trap for the soul, and I just willingly walked right into it and loved every damn second of it. My mind is reeling, my morals are... Well, they're having a lively debate, and I absolutely have to talk to you about it. Okay, set the scene. Late Victorian London. Think gaslight, glowing on cobbled streets, opulent drawing rooms filled with witty, cynical aristocrats, the scent of hothouse flowers and expensive perfume mingling with something a little rotten, a little decadent, lurking just beneath the polished surface. It's an age of aestheticism, of art for art's sake, but also an age of crushing hypocrisy and hidden vices. Into this world steps Dorian Gray. Young, impossibly beautiful, innocent at first, an artist, Basil Hallward, becomes utterly captivated by him, sees him as his muse, and paints a portrait of him that is a masterpiece, capturing not just his likeness, but the very essence of his youthful perfection. And it's here, in Basil's studio, under the seductive influence of the deliciously cynical Lord Henry Wotton, that Dorian makes his fateful Faustian wish, that the portrait might age and bear the burdens of his sins, while he himself remains forever young and beautiful. Be careful what you wish for, Dorian, because, oh boy, does that wish come true. And the price? Well, the price is everything. These characters, my friends, are not just people. They are ideas. They are temptations. They are walking, talking consequences. Dorian Gray, oh Dorian. He starts as this blank canvas of beauty and innocence. His core motivation initially is simply to be admired, to experience life. But under Lord Henry's influence, it morphs into a desperate, all-consuming desire for eternal youth and endless pleasure at any cost. His fatal flaw, his vanity, his moral cowardice, his ultimate surrender to hedonism and cruelty. He made me feel horrifying fascination. You watch his descent, his beauty remaining untouched, while his soul and the portrait rots, and it's like a beautiful, terrifying train wreck. His arc is a tragic spiral downwards, a chilling exploration of a soul's decay. I wanted to scream at him, to save him, and then, later, to just recoil. Lord Henry Wotton Harry Holdiger. This man is a walking, talking embodiment of witty, amoral, decadent philosophy. His core motivation seems to be amusement, the intellectual thrill of influencing others, of watching his dangerous ideas take root. He's all epigrams and paradoxes, seducing Dorian with a philosophy of new hedonism, of living life as a work of art, consequence-free. His flaw? His utter detachment, his refusal to take responsibility for the poison he spreads. He made me laugh with his outrageous pronouncements and then immediately feel a chill down my spine. Is he truly evil? Or just a profoundly irresponsible intellectual provocateur? The debate rages. He doesn't really have an arc, he's the catalyst, the constant glittering temptation. Basil Hallward, the artist, the moral compass, however flawed. His core motivation is his pure, almost worshipful love for Dorian's beauty and innocence, which he captures in the portrait. He represents the redeeming power of art, but also the danger of idealization. His fatal flaw? Perhaps his naivety, his inability to see the darkness taking root in Dorian until it's too late. He made me feel a deep pity. He's the conscience Dorian tries to silence, and his fate is one of the most tragic and horrifying parts of the book. The portrait itself, yes, the portrait is a character. It's Dorian's soul made visible, the silent, hideous witness to his every sin. It starts beautiful, but with each cruel act, each selfish indulgence, it morphs, it festers. It becomes a grotesque mockery of his once pure image. It's the ultimate visual representation of a corrupted soul. Chilling, I tell you, absolutely chilling. And the plot is a seduction, a corruption, and a downfall. It's about Dorian's journey from innocent youth to monstrous hedonist. Key moments that had me utterly riveted. The initial wish in Basil's studio. That moment of rash, youthful vanity that seals his fate. You just know it's all going downhill from there. Or his cruel rejection of Sybil Vane, the young actress. This is the first real mark on the portrait, the first undeniable sign that his soul is tarnishing. Her subsequent suicide is a gut punch and a turning point for Dorian. The influence of the poisonous yellow book, often thought to be Huysmans' Ouroboros that Lord Henry gives him, which further fuels his descent into aestheticism and amorality. The slow, horrifying transformation of the portrait hidden away in the attic, becoming more monstrous with each of Dorian's sins. The descriptions are skin-crawlingly effective. The murder of Basil Hallward. This is where Dorian crosses a definitive line, from decadent sinner to cold-blooded killer. It's shocking and brutal. Dorian's increasing paranoia, his attempts to destroy the portrait, his haunted existence. You see the beauty on the outside, but you know the horror within. And that ending. Oh, that ending. The final confrontation with the portrait. No spoilers, but it is perfect. It is inevitable. It is devastating. Wilde masterfully shows how one seemingly small moral compromise can lead to a cascade of corruption, how the pursuit of pleasure without consequence can hollow out a man from the inside. Why did this dark, decadent, dazzling novel utterly enthrall the crazy book addict in me? Will's prose is pure, sparkling poison. It's witty, it's aphoristic, it's dripping with irony and paradox. Every sentence is a perfectly crafted jewel. Lord Henry's epigrams alone are worth the price of admission. The only way to get rid of a temptation is to yield to it. To define is to limit. There is only one thing in the world worse than being talked about, and that is not being talked about. It's just chef's kiss, diabolically brilliant. The Gothic, mission is thick and intoxicating. Wilde creates this incredible mood of opulence and decay, of beauty and horror, all existing side by side. The hidden portrait, the shadowy London nights, Dorian's secret life, it's wonderfully creepy and seductive. The exploration of aestheticism and decadence. This book is the novel of the aesthetic movement. It grapples with the idea of art for art's sake, the pursuit of beauty and sensation as the ultimate goals in life. But Wilde doesn't just celebrate it, he shows its terrifying potential for moral rot if unchecked by conscience. The psychological depth of Dorian's corruption. It's a chillingly believable portrayal of how a soul can curdle. It's not just about him doing bad things. It's about how those things change him, how they eat away at his humanity, even as his face remains angelic. The sheer audacity of it. For its time, this novel was scandalous. It pushed boundaries. It hinted at forbidden desires. It questioned conventional morality. And that subversive energy still crackles off the pages today. As a book addict who loves a bit of literary rebellion, this is catnip. This novel isn't just a spooky story about a magic painting, it's a philosophical battleground. Appearance versus reality / art versus life. This is huge. Dorian's beautiful face hides a hideous soul. The portrait, a work of art, becomes more real in its depiction of his moral state than his actual unchanging appearance. What is true? What is illusion? The nature of beauty and youth? Is physical beauty the ultimate good? What is the cost of eternal youth if it means sacrificing your soul? Wilde explores the seductive and destructive power of these ideals. Influence and corruption. Lord Henry's influence over Dorian is a central theme. How responsible are we for the ideas we plant in others' minds? Can words alone corrupt? Sin, guilt, and conscience, Dorian tries to live a life free of consequence, but his conscience, and the portrait, haunts him. Can one truly escape guilt? What happens when the soul is irrevocably stained? Hedonism and Morality, the novel, is a powerful cautionary exploration of hedonism. Is a life dedicated purely to pleasure and sensation fulfilling, or ultimately empty and destructive? The duality of man, the idea that good and evil can coexist within one person, is a classic theme, and Wilde gives it a uniquely aesthetic twist. This book made me ponder the masks we all wear, the portraits we hide from the world, the subtle ways we might trade pieces of our soul for fleeting pleasures or societal approval. It's deeply unsettling and profoundly thought-provoking. Finishing the Picture of Dorian Gray left me feeling intellectually electrified and morally queasy in the most wonderful way. It's exhilarating in its wit and beauty and terrifying in its depiction of soul decay. It's a beautiful nightmare. It's a book that seduces you with its glittering surface and then pulls you down into its dark, fascinating depths. It stands out because it's so unapologetically itself. It's witty, it's decadent, it's philosophical, it's horrifying, and it's utterly unforgettable. It's a stark reminder that beauty without goodness is monstrous, and that every choice has a consequence, whether we see it on our faces or not. It's a book that truly gets under your skin and stays there. So, my magnificently morbid novel nesters, if you crave a classic that is as beautiful as it is brutal, as witty as it is wise, as seductive as it is scary, if you want a book that will make you laugh, gasp, and then seriously question the nature of your own soul, then you must, I repeat, you absolutely must plunge into the exquisite darkness of The Picture of Dorian Gray. This is not for the faint of heart, but it is for the adventurous of mind. It's a literary thrill ride with profound philosophical underpinnings. What are your theories on Lord Henry? Is he the ultimate villain or just a bored intellectual? Did Dorian ever have a chance? What's the most chilling moment in the book for you? Let's dissect this masterpiece of moral horror in the comments below. I am dying to hear your darkest, most dazzling takes. All right, that's the decadent dispatch from your devoted, slightly disturbed, and utterly captivated correspondent here at the Novel Nest. If this journey into Wilde's wicked world set your literary senses alight, then for the love of all that is beautiful and damned, smash that like button with the force of a soul-shattering revelation. And if you haven't yet pledged your allegiance to our coven of crazy book addicts, what in Oscar's name are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and let's explore more forbidden texts together. Until our next dark descent, keep reading with your eyes wide open and maybe, just maybe, check on that old portrait in your attic. Peace out, you beautiful sinners and saints.